Good evening. In this video, I'll hopefully be making a short intra-week or midweek update. Let's start off different this time with the E-mini S&P 500. So today being Tuesday, I was expecting the high of the week to be created today. So let's move to the 15 minutes chart quickly. Actually, the 1 hour chart is still fine too. During the AM session of New York, I was looking to see if we could sweep this sell side liquidity because we were essentially ranging from Asia session to London, and I was expecting us to sweep this low, tap into the consequent encroachment of this 1 hour buy side imbalance. So if you measure this candlestick's high to this candlestick's low, pull it out in time, the consequent encroachment is this dotted line in the middle. So I was looking to see if we could tap into this area, which is also a bullish order block from Friday's candlestick. I was looking to see if we could sweep this liquidity, tap into here, and then rally to the upside. My target going to the upside was the daily sell side imbalance that I highlighted on my previous video. So ignoring the lines for now, the Fibonacci lines, I was looking to target this shaded purple area, which is this daily sell side imbalance, right? Going back to the 1 hour chart, we can see market opened at 9:30, had a little bit of a pull down at 8 o'clock, and 8 o'clock's opening, of course 9:30 Judas was not even that, it was not that visible. It was essentially this tail, the tail of this candle. So it went down a little bit, we didn't even sweep the sell side liquidity, and on the Nasdaq we even had relative equal lows, not perfectly equal but relatively equal from these two candlesticks low. Of course it may not be visible on the high time frame, so let's go down to the 5 minutes chart and we can see those two candlesticks low. This one's low is 151.66.75 and this candlestick's low is 151.67. so literally 0.25 difference was separating them, and we can see when the market opened we just had this nasty chop around at 9:30 opening. We didn't really choose a direction, and I was really hoping to see if we could sweep sell side first, these equal lows, before seeing any move to the upside. Of course we just delivered to the upside without looking back. So after we went to the upside, the first thing I noticed was the fact that we did not hit the consequent encroachment of the daily sell side imbalance. So if you remember, this shaded area is the sell side imbalance from the daily chart, and this light blue line is the 50% of it, the consequent encroachment. So this has two significance to me, because one would say that we are so weak in these markets that price couldn't even reach the 50%, the consequent encroachment of the daily sell side imbalance. So that could be the first way to look at it. The second way to look at it could be that they are keeping this liquidity for us to sweep it tomorrow, tap into the 50% before falling off. I believe we have a red folder event tomorrow. Not sure if it's PPI or CPI, but I know there's an event tomorrow that could potentially take us to that level. And of course we also have FOMC minutes at some point in the week. So I'm paying attention to this, and I'm paying attention to this inefficiency here. Of course, looking at it from a 1 hour chart, we can see that we have very well closed below this buy side imbalance, and this has now essentially become a balanced price range. So we could find, it could be we can call it a balanced price range or an inversion fair value gap. So if this really is the top, if the market really is this weak that it was not able to tap into the consequent encroachment of the daily sell side imbalance, then we could see this area being used for lower prices going into the rest of the week, which is what I'll be paying attention to. So that's what I'll be looking at tomorrow. On the other hand, we might see higher prices, as I already mentioned. We might see us trading into the 50%, the 61.8 or higher than that, because on the Nasdaq, going to the 4-hour chart, we have this pool of liquidity sitting there. Of course, going to a continuous contract, we can see we have these buy side liquidity residing there that may be a magnet to price going into tomorrow London session and New York session. So I'm paying close attention to that. So these are the only updates that I have for now. I'm still, of course, overall bearish until proven otherwise. And even while we are here, going to the daily chart, I know the daily candlestick has not closed yet, but looking at the daily candlestick, we can see that we are rejecting from this sell side imbalance. We don't even have a candlestick's body inside of it. And going to the weekly chart where we got this order block from, we also seeing price is rejecting from this order block as well. So far it's still aligning with our directional bias. It's still aligning with what I highlighted on my previous YouTube video, where I would like to see price go to. So far, for as long as we still don't have a body closure above this other block area, I still consider it valid to take price back down. The other update that I had was on the dollar index 9-hour chart. We got so close to sweeping this sell side liquidity, and I'm beginning to feel that we may not actually sweep this low for us to go higher. We may leave these relative equal lows and continue higher to the buy side targets that I pointed out in the previous video. The reason I say this is because these relative equal body lows, these candlesticks lows, close, not lows, the closures, we could consider that to be a mitigation block. And technically, if this was our sell side liquidity, then yes, we have swept it. But I would have preferred seeing a proper sweep in liquidity of this low today to see higher prices from here. And going to the daily chart of this as well, we are still inside of the weekly buy side imbalance, I believe. I think that's a different time frame. The weekly buy side imbalance is still a bit lower than us, which is over here. So I'm still looking at that. The issue with the weekly buy side imbalance that I have highlighted here is that I would like to see us ideally just wick into it and continue up back and retrace back into the range. And I would like to see this done tomorrow, being Wednesday. So I want to see the dollar index creating the low of the week at this point. And of course my invalidation point is still there on a weekly chart. So that's all I have as an update. Of course, the euro, the pound, they all look opposing from what we just saw now on the dollar index. Other than that, stay safe, good luck, and good trading.